In today's episode, I'll take my time away, thanks. Lazy manager won't listen that I haven't been trained on a job, ends up doing the job. Civilian dependent wife demands salute because of her husband's rank. So let's get started. I'll take my time away, thanks. I work in university housing. Running dorms on a campus is a seriously emotionally manipulative job that really plays up the "we're a family" rhetoric to guilt employees to investing wild amounts of time, energy, and money into this work. To avoid burnout, one must take time away, but it has to be AWAY, as in, not just staying home because we live where we work. Our apartments are inside the buildings we run, so if we stay home, we still haven't left work. You've got to go somewhere else to really have some separation. But we get lots of guilt to avoid us taking that time away from campus. In recent months, taking time away has been made more and more complex by our supervisors. It used to be a request form that was either approved or denied the next day, and approval was almost guaranteed. Now, you submit a request form that must wait until the following Monday, so it can be discussed in a closed meeting. If you want more than one day off, once your request is approved, it is considered conditional, and you must submit a written plan for what your staff will be doing while you're gone, a draft of your out-of-office email, written confirmation that another employee will babysit your buildings while you're gone, and a copy of preparation materials given to that person. To be clear, our areas absolutely do not need babysitters. It's a circus with the hopes that there will be so many hoops to jump through, we might give up on taking our time away. Not me. I'll jump. I've earned my time off and I'll be using it, thanks. I have a long-distance partner that I visit for 3 to 4 days every 6 weeks or so. He can't take time off like I can, as he's self-employed, and if he doesn't go to work, he doesn't get paid. So when I visit, he goes to work when he needs to, and I usually spend my day visiting with a longtime friend that lives nearby, or taking his dog on day-long adventures. But all the work I do at my job right now can be accomplished remotely. I want to take off 4 days for my next visit. I asked my boss if I could just request the time I'd actually be traveling as PTO, and then work remotely on the other weekdays/partial days during my trip. I thought this might be okay, as it would keep me occupied, and I could keep up with committee meetings, student meetings, and project timelines. My boss has never said so out loud, but I know she isn't happy with me for taking regular time off. It's been setting an example to the rest of my colleagues, who have also started taking more time off, which they should 100% be doing. Our department still runs smoothly and my buildings are the best managed on campus. She's just upset I'm not being guilt appropriately to stay here all the time and keep working. My boss told me that she would not approve me to work remotely, as I had to be on campus to do my job. Mind you, during that meeting, I was dealing with a cold and had been approved to work from home. I asked her why that was different than working from my partner's office. She told me that, because I live on campus, I could still be called upon to respond to an emergency if needed. I asked her if I ever would be called on to respond to an emergency, as I am in quarantine for illness, and I am not our designated emergency on-call person. She told me her decision was final, but if I still only wanted to take 2 days off, I could shorten my trip. I told her, no, that's fine. I just won't work at all for those 4 days. Clearly, this was not what she thought would happen. She replied that, even though I would need to take PTO if I was off campus, I would still be more than welcome to attend committee and student meetings during my vacation. I told her, no thank you. If I have to take PTO, then I will not be working during that time. Thank you for answering my questions though. She's been giving me the stink eye for the past week. I wish I felt sorry for her, but if you're going to make rules, you should be prepared for the possible outcome that people might just follow them. Lazy manager won't listen that I haven't been trained on a job, ends up doing the job. Disclaimer, first time posting here after lurking for a while. To clarify, this was a little under 10 years ago, so some details might not be 100% accurate, but I will do my best. Also on mobile here, so please forgive any typos. At the time I was a high schooler in Texas and looking for a job to get some extra pocket change like a lot of high schoolers do. I ended up getting a job at a fast food place where people don't have designated official positions. The manager would make the schedule weekly, and you'd find out whether you were packing orders, working the drive-through window, working the inside register, backwash, doing the dishes, or working door, which essentially meant going out to cars in line taking their orders as our drive-through speaker didn't work, which also got us tips, so it wasn't all bad. Side note, the manager was a lazy femme and hygiene product, who would sit in the office messing around with their fantasy football team and making sexual comments about the girls, some of which were high schoolers mind you. I recently learned that he was fired for having S*X multiple times at the store with employees despite having a wife and kids. Anyway, usually new hires were trained for 9 total shifts with 2 shifts for each position on everything except the drive-through window, where you only get one, as it's fairly easy to do once you know what you're doing. I was never actually trained on window because on my shift to learn how to do it the person responsible for backwash called in, and I was told to take their place as the new guy so the more experienced people could handle the part of the store directly impacting customers while understaffed. Fast forward to a Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. shift, which includes our busiest time of the week, the after-church lunch rush. When I got in and looked at the schedule, I was assigned to working window, and to the best of my memory the conversation went like this. Me, so I'm supposed to work window, but I never actually got trained on it. Manager, everyone gets trained on everything, you probably just don't remember it happening, but it's easy anyway. Me, but I didn't get trained on it. I had to go do backwash Bika dash. Manager, look, I have to help get ready for the lunch rush. You'll be fine. At that point I just decided to go attempt to work a station I didn't know how to do. The lunch rush hits and we're extremely busy as to be expected, and I'm doing my best to try and do a job I wasn't trained in. Window's job includes trying to cash out cars and give drinks to cars who ordered food, door handle just drink orders as they costed exactly $1, as well as handing out food when it's ready. Once you cashed out the car at the window, you're supposed to start going outside and handling the next car in line. This sped things up a lot so that when packing was done you'd probably hand out 2 to 3 orders in a row right after each other. Now, since I had never been trained on window, I didn't know that one. I was supposed to hand out drinks. I assumed door did that because I was told to get people drinks when trained on door. In retrospect, window probably didn't say anything when I was doing that because it just made their job easier, or to cash out more than the first car. Needless to say, things got really backed up really fast as I would constantly have people say where's our drinks, and would only do 1 car at a time because I didn't know any better. Fallout. 30 minutes into the rush, our drive-through line is wrapping around the building almost to the point where the car at the window can see the back of the line. The manager, probably seeing people leave the line because of how ridiculous the wait is, comes over to me and, "Manager, what the hell are you doing?" Me, I don't really know. I tried to tell you I didn't know how to do window. I'm taking the people's money and handing out the food. I think the door person keeps forgetting to give people their drinks. Manager, you're supposed to give people their drinks if they got food. Why aren't you cashing out more than 1 car at a time? Who trained you on window? Me, I tried to tell you no one did, but you didn't listen. At that point he just told me to go help the person on door take orders, something I knew how to do, and he had to end up taking over window to try to begin to catch up. Not only that, but since we were so backed up, the lunch rush lasted at least an hour past its normal time, since for whatever reason people wanted to wait that long for our food. It definitely ruined his usual routine of sitting in the office looking at his phone. Also, I was trained on how to do window my very next shift. Civilian dependent wife demands salute because of her husband's rank. There are a handful of rules to saluting in the American military. The when, why, and how is drilled into you from boot camp until the day you leave. Even the order in which the salutes are rendered have meaning. When it comes to vehicles, there are helpful insignia and stickers to indicate if it's an officer, such as a colored sticker located on the front windshield. My base was small enough where it was everyone's job at some point to do sentry duty at the front gate, which had housing for military families. Sentry duty was pretty basic. You'd stop every vehicle, check IDs, and then wave them through. If they were an officer, you'd see it coming with those colored stickers, and after verifying the identity of the officer, you'd salute and send them on their way. One day while on duty, I approached a vehicle with an officer's sticker, and there was only the officer's wife driving in the vehicle. I returned her ID, wished her a nice day, and waved her through. Pausing with a stern look, "Where's my salute, Petty Officer Citizen Alpha?" Now Karen here was wife to a higher ranking officer, and as clearly has fallen under the impression people are saluting her somewhere along the way. Some of the junior enlisted might have even been saluting her, as they're pretty easy to bully, and more prone F***CK ups. I politely replied, "Ma'am, salutes are only rendered to commissioned officers." Angrily pointing her chubby little fingers at the front of her windshield towards her husband's officer sticker, "I have a sticker, and you need to salute the sticker." Curtly I continued, "I'm afraid that sticker is not an officer either." Frustrated, she pulled through and left my post. My cover guy, the guy keeping me safe with a big gun, and I watched her drive down the street and pull right into the administrative building with the top brass, and huffed into the building as quickly as her soft shitty body would take her. We exchange a look between us with wry smiles, knowing exactly where this is probably going. Later that day we get a new official base-wide mandate. From here forward, all enlisted will salute vehicle stickers of officers regardless of who's in the vehicle. Roger that. This is where the malicious compliance comes in. It's worth noting that when you salute an officer as enlisted, you do it first, and you hold that salute until you are saluted in return, and they lower theirs. Only then do you lower your salute. It signals that you're saluting them, and they're replying. Additionally, when saluting a group of officers, you generally direct your salute and greeting to the highest ranking individual. Now, as far as I know, this stupid sticker salute order has no accommodation for how a 2004 Toyota Camry fits into the officer's pecking order. Additionally, if the car is unoccupied, it's not like that sticker is removed. After that order came through, we all began saluting stickers. Personally, I direct my salute to the sticker. I would also prioritize sticker salutes over officers. Let me tell you, walking through parking lots was a blast as I saluted empty cars on my way to wherever. More and more people saw me doing it, and more people started doing it. Not long after, the order was publicly rescinded, which hilariously had the balancing effect of never rendering a salute to anyone but a clearly known officer, cementing Karen never getting her unearned salutes. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.